The reactions have been amazing. They have been heartfelt, they've been inspiring, they've been validating. You could see people almost take 3 steps back and be like, wow. That's what you experience with Polly King. She was an artist at a time period when women artists were mostly rejected.
Over almost a century of artwork that's here that represents the area, Niagara Falls, as well as around the world.
Polly was such a prolific painter. She did over 9,000 works of art during over 8 decades of life that she lived. And here on display, we have a huge sample of those.
All the things that Polly King did and the way she did them and how she did them are all reflected in her, the 60-some pieces we show here.
I was completely blown away by the number of works that she did and how she touched on so many different styles and approaches to art. The idea of her thoughts on, colors sing to her. And so she's an artist who was moved by art, but also beauty and life. I just loved it. I found it refreshing. I found it honest. I found it, and joyous. It's just the way that she expressed it.
In a flip of traditional art history norms, it is the men who are on display and the women who are painting them, rather than the other way around. Polly was a trailblazer, and she was constantly going her own way.
Polly was really very lively and always told us that we should never be bored.
It's really amazing to think about this woman through 8 decades. She managed to be this professional artist, this traveler, each decade sort of reinventing herself.
Saw Polly's handwriting.
Oh my gosh.
Right? So she would write on anything.
What stood out to me, the walls, like the different beiges on the walls and the different prints. I was like, this is different for an exhibit that I've been to before. So that's what really stood out to me. And I also like the quotes too. That's cool. And I found out that that's actually Polly's handwriting.
For most of Polly's life and most of Don's life, she actually solicited the Castellani Art Museum for her work. And it wasn't until this moment that the Castellani Art Museum actually was like, yes, we'll do this exhibit.
Well, I think it's a long time coming. I knew it would happen someday, somehow, somewhere, someplace.
Polly King tells this incredible story of this area of Niagara Falls.
Polly was really interested in the Power Project, and she went up to the people working on the Power Project and said, I want to paint you. And they said, well, it's a construction zone. And so they gave her a hard hat, and she set up her easel and she painted the Power Project as it was going up. Because that was the type of person Polly was. She wanted to capture it, and she was willing to take the risk.
We want more people to understand her story and also to understand the story of this unique place, Niagara Falls.
They included me to kind of add some of the icing on top of the cake to kind of polish off the exhibit with some background art. Utilizing Polly King as an example is a reminder for me to just create artwork just for others to enjoy as well.
What is our human potential to create? If one woman could create over 10,000 pieces of art in her lifetime, what can we do?